all kinds of drinks, and especially wine.
Well, that makes one of us because I can't even get near the stuff because of my interior rash. And red wine is the worst for my sores.
I didn't know that, Jan.
Well,
why didn't you say something when I poured you a glass last night?
Because I sit with it. Oh, what a treat. We've got a very special guest. Dr. Steve Rule is up in wine country. He's going to show us a thing or two about the differences between different kinds of wine.
Steve?
Hey, Jenny, hey, Wayne. I don't even like wine, but guess what? You're going to like it. I need some cheese.
Steve, what kind of wine is that you're drinking? I can't see, hon.
Sweet berry wine. I'm supposed to spit it out. But no way, Jose, am I spitting this stuff out? It tastes like fruit. Wine was invented by the Romans for orgies. And orgies are not too much fun if no one wants to do with you. There's all kinds of other wines. Peanut Noir. You got all different kinds. And that's our Steve Rule. I'm Dr. Steve Rule for your wine.
Learn the names of the 4 pilots who were on board the flight. They are Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Lee Fook, and Bang Ding Ao. The NTSB has confirmed these are the names of the pilots on board Flight 214 when it crashed.
I think I need to start over. This thing doesn't look natural. Okay, starting again, the same way. S, more different S.
Most men think that it makes more sense to rent a tuxedo than to buy one. After all, how many times can you use a tux? The fact is, more times than you think.
Oh, oh, nigga, I seen it. I seen the whole thing, nigga. You should have seen that I saw it.
Oh, great. Black eyewitness man. I hate black eyewitness man. Nigga, shush.
With my own eyes, nigga. Damn, that was crazy.
What'd you say? I said nothing. I said you have a case of incipient verbal diarrhea. So, sir, we're going to see about that.
Well, hello and welcome to What the Hell Did You Expect? This is show number 12, episode number 12 in a collector's series. I'm your host, Kevin Ryan, weighing in this week at 182 pounds. And again, here's Colin Suplee, my favorite co-host.
Shoryuken!
What's up, man? Hey, it's our last show of the semester.
It is our last show of the semester. We're so sorry that you're not going to be able to listen to our lovely voices for the next 4 months. But
I mean, it's mostly that I'm sorry that I'm not going to be able to listen to my voice doing new material.
You know, we do have listeners, Kevin. It's just us. There was a person who commented on one of the YouTube videos.
Was there?
Yeah,
really?
on like episode 11, someone commented.
A random person?
Yeah, they said aliens rocked.
Huh.
As you remember in the last episode, you were like, aliens shouldn't have been made. So the internet did strike out to defend aliens against you, Kevin.
Well, okay.
Yeah, so we someone else besides, like, us, and by us, I mean you, me, Lydia, Aaron, did listen to the show.
Good.
And that's pretty cool.
No, that's great to know. That,
hi, friend. If you're listening, we love
you. Wow. That's strange. But, yeah,
you know, if you do something and you do it well for a really fucking long time, people tend to notice after a while.
Yeah. Well, also, you need some really good marketing strategies, but that's besides the point.
We don't have that.
Yeah,
so.
We have none of that. We have literally zero of marketing strategies.
Yeah, we have zero markets.
Yeah.
We should get some markets.
Yeah, we should capitalize on some markets. Maybe we should monopolize the KLC YouTube podcast talk show late night Sunday at 10 p.m. market.
Maybe.
I think we've already monopolized that market.
A little bit. This is ours.
To absolutely no avail, because we've seen, one person who we don't know has commented on one of our things ever.
Well, okay, so, maybe next year we'll get
so our profits are up by 100%.
Yeah, profit. We don't make money on this. What are you talking about? That would be hella weird if we were able to monetize this damn thing.
Yeah.
Like, whoa!
Yeah. If we were able to make What the Hell Did You Expect t-shirts and merch, and like, What the Hell Did You Expect keychains.
What do you think people would want on the shirts?
I don't know, maybe your face and my face next to each other.
So like Game Grumps?
Yeah,
okay.
or like
quotes from the show, or like the logo, or
What is our logo, by the way?
I'll make it up over the summer. I've got 4 months.
I
for
guess
all of you listeners who haven't cued in on it quite yet, the reason we won't be having shows is because we are going to be completely separated from our recording equipment over the summer while we're not on campus. So,
because even though KLC doesn't really have very quality recording equipment, they at least have recording equipment. And you know, between the two of us, we have like an ancient MacBook and you know, a decent HP, no mics, no soundboard. We would basically be fucked if we tried to do our own.
Every episode would be a ghetto episode, and nobody likes the ghetto episodes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, some of the the content of the ghetto episodes are sometimes good, though.
No, it's always good. I think it's good because the ghetto episodes are the episodes where we have guests. Like Lydia was on one.
Yeah, no, and Lee was on a ghetto
one
episode.
And now I'm just like, we do these, and it's just us. So whatever. I mean, you know, however it goes.
I mean, well, Lydia was only on like the second half of a ghetto episode because the actual episode. Remember the actual episode we did with her was the
Orky one,
the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it was the Lord of the Rings special.
Special.
We're calling it a special. It's a special now.
Yeah, sure, it's a special.
Yeah, because it was like spring break special.
Yeah.
So Lydia will be going off to where's she going? Overseas.
I wouldn't put that right up next to the very fragile speaker drum.
Sorry. Our friend Lydia is going to be overseas.
She's going to Scotland.
Yeah. So basically, what that means is that next semester we're going to be doing hella shout outs to Lydia. Not that we haven't. Been doing
we're
that.
already doing.
Yeah, but Aaron, who we've been also doing shout outs to, is going to be back from overseas. So we're going to be. He might be in the studio with us a couple times. We're like, hey, Aaron, what's up? Let's talk to Lydia because I want him to be a guest at some point.
Yeah,
and
he should be a guest, and yeah.
And it'll be fun. And we'll just shout out to Lydia and Daniela. And I think it's just those two who are going to be overseas next semester. But beyond that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, cool. I'm trying to think of anyone else I know who's going to be overseas, but I don't really know. Oh, yeah.
Elian's going to be overseas. And that'll be sad because we won't see him for a year and then we'll graduate.
Yeah, and he won't be able to do D&D with us. Speaking of D&D.
Speaking of D&D, that was an
interesting... And I mean, it actually wasn't that interesting. Let's be honest.
It was a very climactic end.
Well, I mean, we just had sort of a generic. Well, not generic. We had a battle though.
Yeah, there was a huge ass battle.
It was a dice rolly D&D battle.
Yeah,
like you know,
it was a 2-hour long fight with a group of 20 orcs who had survived from our nuke from last time.
Mm-hmm.
So that was exciting and fun, and there was much partying and rejoicing.
Anna was keeping a kill count, which annoyed the everlasting shit out of me because
you realize just how few people you actually kill.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an effective tank in that I'm able to distract people.
Yeah,
and also strangely, I'm like DPS in that I'm able to heal and stuff.
A real dude.
I like to heal a lot.
Well, you're the only one in our party who makes a concentrated effort to do so.
Yeah,
so thank you. I almost died.
Almost
died.
Mardna heals, but she's not particularly good at healing.
Yeah, she only has cure minor wounds, which does fuck all basically when there's guys doing 20 hits of damage around you.
Yeah. So yeah.
Ellie, can we just give a second, like a bit of a send off to Elian and me? I will say the man is a beast at D&D. Like, I don't know how he does it, but the man, he jumps at bad guys with his fists and does more damage than I usually do with my magic missile. At least now I do more because I leveled up, but it's like...
Yeah, but I mean, the other thing is, he's a monk.
Yeah, but his max damage is 24 damage for a single roll. That's insane compared to mine, which is like...
What? No.
Well, think of it, he gets 2 dice rolls for 2 attacks. Each attack, 2 fists. He rolls a d6, that's 6 times 4. His max damage is 24. If he rolls a natural 20, that's 48 damage. I mean,
no, it's a D8 when he attacks with his fists.
Oh, it's even higher than.
Yeah. So yeah, but I mean,
it's 36. Jesus,
so
wow.
He could feasibly, but I mean, the likelihood of that happening is not very high.
It's very, very small.
I mean,
yeah.
Realistically, he's probably getting somewhere around 12, 15 damage in per combat round. Yeah. But
still more than
that's
me. I
max
out
a lot.
At 10.
I usually get somewhere in I usually get somewhere around 10. That's why monks in D&D 3.5 are really strange, because they rely a lot on feats and a bunch of weird little exception-y rules, which make them OP for, the first few levels. And then once you get up to about level 6 or 7, monks just are useless.
Yeah, well, it's what is it? Linear fighters, quadratic wizards kind of thing. At level 20, I'm gonna be the strongest member of the party because my magic will do ungodly things, and I'm an attack mage. So, but at the beginning now, I get thrown around like a fucking sack of bricks. So, yay.
Yeah. I mean,
right. Not that we're ever gonna get to level 20. I mean, Jesus, we have to graduate from college, guys. It's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, unless we really fast track the leveling process, but that wouldn't be a good idea.
Can we talk about a bit of that shenanigans? Just if not, because I like to reiterate it, and because for Aaron's sake, just the okay, what happens to all of our characters now that we've had this massive time split, and basically because we had a semester where half of us were gone, so we had this one continuity, and then we had this parallel continuity, and we came up with this idea last night. I think it was last night.
Yeah,
last night was Saturday, right? We went to Roxy's last night, so it was last night that we came up with this idea that both continuities happened at the same time, and at the end, it was due to a gamble by two gods that just threw the dice. And
Farlangan and Cord,
Farlangan and Cord got into a drinking contest, and one of them convinced the other to make a bet with Vecna, the god of madness, murder, and Cthulhu, and basically we ended up with these two different timelines. We don't exactly know what the bet was, but they resulted in this sort of thing. And now the two timelines are crashing together. So you have these two different Hibernias coming together as one, and everyone in the city who died is now alive again, except for Donahide, because he died in two timelines. If people died in two, then they're dead in both.
Yeah.
But everyone who died in only one timeline has memories of their death and memories of life. So you have all these people with very contradictory memories coming together and creating this massive political clusterfuck in the city. And this makes interesting politics for our party because people like Mardina, Claire Mardina, encountered both timelines at once, also has the mixed things, but then people like Nylock also has both. Who doesn't have both?
No, Nylock doesn't have both.
Nylock doesn't have both?
No, Nylock was only in Hibernia in first semester of junior year.
But he was also in our I guess
he wasn't anywhere, because Avery and Amros and Mardina were in our story directly, but Nylock didn't even make a token appearance. He was never even spoken of.
I spoke of him quite frequently, but he never actually appeared. I thought he was just fucking off in the wilderness, so he got two, but one where he was in Hibernia and the other where he was being a mercenary. But we can write it. It actually writes easier if we just have him in one timeline.
Yeah,
because he's going to be in my DM group next year, so I have to finagle that. But basically, then you have Melchior, who was only in one, and then Benoit, who was only in one, but then Avery, Amros, and Mardina have two. And it's really interesting because Avery and Amros were player characters who we killed in our game. So they're going to have memories of this political intrigue, and they're going to have memories of being murdered at our hands. So it's going to be whoa, that's going to be fun for your campaign, because if they run into Benoit, they're going to have memories of Benoit helping to kill them. And that's going to be
Possibly.
Yeah.
Whoa. I mean, it depends on how I set it up as DM too.
Yeah.
I mean, also just because in the campaign that I'm planning will have relatively little to do with the time jump stuff. I mean, they can explore that if they want to, but at least what I'm thinking of setting up is basically a situation in which that won't need to be relevant at all.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh my god. Last night, this is related. Last night, after D&D and after we got back from Roxy's, I didn't want to sleep, so I took Lydia's map of the Hibernia area, and I made it huge, and I made a map in my 18-inch by 24-inch sketchbook that covers 2 pages. Is about this, you can't see it when you're listening, but it's huge. It's 4 feet high and 2 feet wide. It's this massive map that I made.
You should show me.
Yeah, and the map that Lydia made for Hibernia is about 1 inch by 1 inch across on it, and I literally filled in everything else with my own head. None of it has to be canon, but it was a really fun exercise in world building. just so I could place
Yeah.
my campaign for next game.
You
And
know,
I placed your campaign. So.
I always loved doing maps, like especially when I was a kid.
Yeah.
When I would think of, because I would think of like sort of fantasy stories a lot.
Yeah.
None of which I ever wrote down or did much about.
Uh-huh.
But if nothing else, I would make a map of it.
Yeah.
You know, I was really into just making random maps, and you know, and I'd have like a little legend up in the corner with if it's a dotted line, that means it's this empire, and if it's a straight line, it means this, and I would like plot movements of different armies, and then little fire symbols where there was a battle. And
that's so cool.
I'd make sort of a map / timeline of events.
I ate up that shit too. Like I would read books like Aragon and Lord of the Rings. And
The maps at the front were always like really cool for me, because I would be able to situate them, or situate the action somewhere like spatially tangible.
Yeah,
at least.
I mean, I think it's especially helpful for stuff like A Song of Ice and Fire, because Westeros is so damn complicated that it's like, now I know where they are and I know what's going on. It's like,
I mean, I keep, when I watch Game of Thrones, I every once in a while have to tab out and bring up a map of Westeros just to be like, Vale, where is that? Dorn.
It's on the
Where?
bottom.
Yeah.
See, I have that map internalized now a little bit. Like, I know where all the 9 provinces of the 7 kingdoms are. That's weird. What the hell, Martin? But like, I know where most of it lies, but it's like where exactly is the Eyrie in the Vale? Not the Vale. It's like the Riverlands or something.
Yeah.
Like, where is Highgarden?
I still have no fucking clue about a lot of that stuff, and I end up referring to the map.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole other continent that Khaleesi
Essos?
is on.
I was so disappointed when I finally looked up a map of Daenerys' progress, because she had come so much not as far as I wanted to. Like, I thought Meereen, where she's at right now in season 4, was like on the coast between like the strait between Essos and Westeros. But no, she's still like way the fuck away. When is she going to get to Westeros? Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like, when is Gilligan going to get off the island? Somehow I feel like George R.R. Martin isn't going to let her get to Westeros.
But he has to. There's only 7 books, Kevin.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to do anything if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, I know, but everyone's going to be mad at him if he's like, now it's 12 books. Now it's 15 books.
No, he's not going to do that. But I mean,
if anything, the creators of the show have definitely said there's only going to be 8 seasons.
Yeah.
So they're going to wrap up the conflict one way or another, with Daenerys either dying in Essos or actually making her way over to fucking Westeros.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to like put money down now for which it was, I would actually put money down for Daenerys dies in Essos, but
I hope not.
I don't like. Also, I don't know any spoilers at all about Daenerys, so this is completely uninformed opinion based on what has happened so far in the TV show.
Yeah,
because I haven't read any of the book. But how's
what
you're reading the first book, aren't you?
I am reading. I'm 200 pages into the first book.
How is that?
It's good. It's some of the descriptions of like the Riverlands and like the Dothraki Sea are just, oh my god! It's like I'm taken back to like reading like fantasy books as a child. It's like something
good world
else.
building.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. It's like it's the kind of thing I fantasize about in my downtime. It's like wandering through these like really sort of like low brush forests with these trees that are like 4 feet wide, and they just go up to the sky, and there's like bird calls and like light mists wafting through the trees. And it's just like, oh my, it's the stuff that I love. Like, it's just that kind of description that I'm just enamored with, that kind of thing that really takes me back. So it's also like seeing the character differences is great. All the kids being younger is really, really interesting. And
yeah,
it's mostly treated the same. I mean, it's fun because a lot of that conflict actually translates to the 2 older kids as well. But here, when they're younger, it's like much more gravity, because it's like, wow, so Arya's 9. Look at all the stuff she's doing. And it's like, oh my god. Like, Robb is 15 when all this, like, he is still 15 when the Red Wedding happens. Like,
which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's terrifying. It's like, I don't want to live in the Middle Ages, like, at all. Daenerys and Drogo's relationship is still really rapey, which disturbs me.
Yeah, I seem to remember, I forget who told me this, but Daenerys and Drogo's relationship, from what I've heard, is more complex and actually like less rapey in the book than
more
it is in the show.
More complex, yes. I have yet to see the less rapey side. It's still described like, and then at the night he wanders into her tent and takes her, and she's biting back tears, and I'm like, oh my god, she's 13.
Yeah,
and he's like 40 or something.
Khal Drogo's not 40, is
20,
he?
25. Early 30s, I think, is described in like that wedding scene at the beginning of the first book, yeah. The other part that, like, the most harrowing part of the reading A Song of Ice and Fire, just in general, I've said this to you before, is it's so heartbreaking to know what happens, having watched the show. Like, this, I almost regret having not read the books before watching the show now, because there is so much more gravity and so much more texture to it than it ever could be as a television program, as a book. Like, I don't know what about it is, but there's just something that's like, the show is good, but it doesn't have the same soul that the book does. And it's really hard for me to describe why, but I think it has to do with the lingering and like the letting it sit and letting it still and really sinking your teeth into the world. But also like some of the details, like it's not as dirty as it is. The books make Westeros out to be a really gross, dirty place, but also a really beautiful, like long vistas of grasslands with like sunbeams breaking through the clouds, these really rich greens, and somehow he captures that. Or maybe it's just I have the actual physical reference for that because I'm a backpacker when I'm not in college. So it's like I know what he's talking about when I imagine these sorts of things because I've been there.
Right.
But I don't know. There's just something. It's good. I like it. I would wholly recommend it to you. It's just as intriguing and interesting. Littlefinger, I can't tell if is more or less slimy. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely not attractive.
I definitely want to read it, though.
He's attractive in the show, but he's not attractive here.
Yeah. I definitely want to read it, though, just to sort of to see what's done differently with the characters, because I know there's a fair amount that is left out just because of necessity. You know, for time's sake in the show, they don't have the time to go into all the little details about Tyrion's life.
It's also expanded upon in some ways. Bronn is, he hasn't shown up yet, but he's a much more interesting character in the show than he is in the book. Says everyone who's ever read the book that I've talked to. Marjorie Tyrell is far more fascinating and complicated in the book or in the show than she is in the book. Like spoilers, when she kills, or not she doesn't kill anyone. In the show, Olenna, when Olenna tells Marjorie that she killed Joffrey,
super spoilers.
Whatever. If you don't watch the show, I don't care. Daniela, don't listen to this. But it's like, whoa, holy. Lydia, I hope you're not listening to this too. I just realized, shit. But whatever. Okay. Marjorie's like, holy shit. In the book, she's just like, yeah, I know. So the fact that she didn't know is so much more interesting now, because she's like sort of molding her into Cersei, which is tragic, because Cersei is tragic. So it's like, I hope Olenna doesn't leave. I love her so much. She's such a fun character. She's just hanging around being like, the Lannisters are on my finger.
Yeah, she is serious trouble.
She's the answer. I hate the Lannisters with such a burning passion.
Well, I mean,
so except for Jaime, Cersei, and Tyrion and Bronn. And I hate Tywin and I hate Joffrey.
I love Tywin. See, the thing is, I do not see any of the characters in Game of Thrones as like good, bad, villain or hero.
I saw Robb Stark or Ned Stark as a hero.
Which is why his head got chopped off and why he didn't fit with the rest of it.
Yeah,
because he was the one person who even thought of that binary to begin with. Yeah. But I mean,
everybody thinks of the binary.
Well, yeah,
they just don't. It's just not the reality.
They just don't think that they fit into it. And
like I'm reading a Sansa chapter right now, and she's describing the tourney from season 1. She's oh my god, I love Sansa. She's so much more
she's more interesting in the books.
Not necessarily. I think the interest is actually the same. She's just so much more relatable in the books because you see inside her head and you see the fantasy. You see through her eyes the fantasy of mythic knights, bannermen, and like this lordly, courtly mystique and beauty, and you really see how she believes in it and wants to believe in it, and then has it totally torn away from her by Joffrey and everything. But in the show, she's just like, I want this thing to be this, and Arya is like, I'm cool, and everyone just sides with Arya because she's cooler. But in here, it's like you totally get behind both of them, and they're both equally valid opinions and characters. Although neither of them really adapt. I mean, Arya adapts better to the shit that goes down. Arguably.
Oh my god. So arguably. Because Sansa, I mean, they definitely both adapt, but in very, very, very different ways, which, is hard to reconcile, especially when the show gives a very sort of polarized version of that. But
I just want them to march on Winterfell at the end. I want them to be together and okay with each other, and I want them to ride back to Winterfell and just end and be happy, goddammit, because no one in this show
that's
is
not
happy.
Going to happen. That's not going to happen ever. No.
It might.
But like what I was saying though about Alana, is that her name?
Olenna.
Yeah. Olenna, whatever. About the Tyrell matron.
Yeah.
Matriarch, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that, she is serious trouble for the Lannisters in the same way that, like, Joffrey was serious trouble for the Tyrells.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I definitely like her and approve of her character, but she can get up to some really nefarious shit.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, she already has.
Which is terrible, because I shouldn't side with her, because she's playing the Game of Thrones, and no one who plays
Mm-hmm.
the Game of Thrones has been proven by the show to be a decent human being. So it's
I mean, that's again arguable. I mean, decent human being again.
Okay, my standards of decent human being.
Okay,
Tywin is a murderous manipulator. Olenna is a murderous manipulator. Cersei is a murderous manipulator.
What
None
about
of those
Tyrion?
are good things in people.
What about
Tyrion
Tyrion?
doesn't want the throne.
Yeah, but he still plays the game.
Yeah, he does, but he doesn't have the same end game. I don't consider, what's his name, Varys playing the game either, even though he's such a powerful player in it, because he also doesn't want the throne. Littlefinger's playing it and succeeding very well, though I really hope Sansa kills him.
Well, he doesn't want the throne either, though.
Yeah, he wants everything, or whatever that means.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll see.
I mean, he means Sansa when he says everything, which is really unfortunate. I mean, I think
like the world, everything. That's how I interpreted that.
I definitely think he means more than just Sansa, but it's hard to actually figure out what he wants, which is why he's such an interesting character and why I love him so much. Oh my god,
that's just weird. Like, you say interesting, and I just see him bland. Like, I don't see interest. Maybe not interesting. I don't see complexity in him, because I just see a very, very competent manipulator who wants a lot of things, and for me, that does not a complicated human being make.
I see the reason why I see complication is because his sides change so much, his motivations change so much.
His motivations haven't changed at all. He wants the same thing. He's always wanted the same thing. He just jumps back and forth.
What does he want, though?
I don't know.
Exactly. That's why he's interesting, because we don't know what he wants. We don't know what he's after. We don't know whose side he's on.
Well, no, he's on his own side. He made that very clear when he was talking to Sansa on the boat in the last episode.
No, definitely. But, I mean, that's, at least for me, because I see the character's actions, and I try to interpret from that, where are they coming from? What's their motivation? Whose side generally are they on? What are they trying to get to? What sort of a person are they? And that, usually with any sort of fiction can lead you to some sort of definitive conclusion about the character.
Yeah.
But with Littlefinger, asking those questions, it doesn't really get you very far. You won't really get very many answers, and it won't give you as clear of a picture of his character, which is why he's interesting to me, is because you have to unravel a lot more, and he's not as easy to figure out as, some of the other characters.
I find myself inherently disagreeing with that on an emotional level, partially because I don't find what is it? What did you say? Fuck. It's like something about the way the way he goes about things has been so consistent that I find it hard to agree that his like methods or like his desires.
No, his methods aren't changing.
Yeah, he's been doing the exact same thing the entire show.
I mean,
which is manipulating people to his gain. How he does that is not necessarily interesting to me because there's a lot of people who are really good at that. And in this show specifically.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know. I am far more interested in people with moral dilemmas. Like, Littlefinger has no moral dilemmas. He will murder anyone as long as it gets him what he wants.
So far as we know.
Yes,
we don't know about his moral dilemmas.
Although he might have. I mean, he hasn't been broken up since he died.
Again, that's what makes him interesting to me, is because so far we don't know about any moral dilemmas he has, but he probably has some. What are they? We don't know.
Shown up yet?
Exactly.
See, that's not interesting to me because they haven't shown up yet.
And
it's like, I don't care, because so far all the show has ever given me evidence to believe is that he is a manipulator who wants everything. Okay, great. But for me, I'm like, I look at Arya or Sansa, and they're like, do I follow my father's beliefs? Do I play this game? Do I murder to get what I want? Do I give in to vengeance? And it's like, that's serious shit. Like, Arya has to decide, does she live by following the Hound and his murderous ways? Or does she die and like actually keep to her moral code? And as you see that go down, it's like she's going darker and darker. Where Sansa is like also sort of doing that, but having much less opportunity to more openly express it.
Right.
So that's what's interesting to me. And then like Daenerys is not as interesting, but she's just so fun to watch because I love seeing her succeed. Like, I just really like watching Daenerys succeed at things.
Yeah.
Although
she's like the only character that ends up succeeding consistently.
Yeah. The axe of plot is gonna hit her soon. I guess.
Very soon.
The second, like Sir Barristan Selmy was like, "Hey, you probably shouldn't kill all these guys, eye for an eye, kind of thing," and she's like, "No, I'm gonna kill them," and I was like, "That's gonna come back and bite you."
Yeah, that is. Hey, it is about halfway through, so I think it's time for our very new segment.
Using big words hurts you.
Okay.
So,
doing this again?
Yeah, of course we're doing this again. It was really fun last time, and I don't know. I want to continue doing it. So here is. Do you want me to write these down for you at all?
Nope.
Okay. The first word is abluent. What does that sound like to you?
Aladdin.
Abluent.
And Aladdin and affluent, so I'm going to go with a rich prince. Rich and princely.
Abluent means it is a cleanser or a cleaning product. So
the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
So like Windex. Yeah, Windex, for example. Windex is an abluent. The next word is nisomancy. Nissomancy. Nisomancy.
The art of being petulant.
I like that, especially since you use the word petulant in your definition of nisomancy. Nisomancy.
What is that? Mancy is like art of something. So like necromancy or
it is the art of I'll give you like the first half of it. It's the art of divination by using something. What is that something?
Frogs?
Incense.
Ah.
Yeah,
okay.
It's divination using burning incense. Nisomancy.
That sounds pleasant.
By the way, what did you say? The art of petulance?
Yeah, the art of petulance.
Okay.
Is that a show title?
Maybe.
Fucking Joffrey.
Okay. This third one You might actually know it. Rhizoform.
A construct of resin?
It is definitely a construct or something that is shaped like Riza, R-I-Z-I.
Oh, okay.
So what does R-I-Z-I sound like?
Riza Hawkeye from
or think about R-I-Z, like Riz.
Ra's al Ghul?
Well, think about the Spanish word arroz. Like arroz con pollo, you know?
Los pollos hermanos. I have no eroticism.
Riz is Italian for rice.
Oh, okay.
So rhizoform means shaped like a grain of rice.
I wonder how often people actually use that in common tongue.
Probably not at all.
Probably not at all.
The next word is motrix.
All I can see is the characters from The Matrix fighting in a medieval castle moat. New from the Wachowskis. Motrix.
You know what it sounds like to me is the drug Motrin.
Yeah.
It sounds like the extreme version of that because it's got an X on the end.
Motri X.
From Aleve. Motrix. Is that pain just too much for regular Motrin to handle? You need some Motrix.
Motrin's a painkiller, right?
Yeah, I think it's a painkiller.
I remember having a lot of it when I was younger, but I don't remember why.
Do you mean I remember having a lot of it? Like, I remember having a lot of hot dogs one day.
I mean, when I was 5 and I had like splitting headaches or something, and my mom would give me like a couple pills of Motrin.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Or it was like diarrhea or barfing or like tonsillitis or something.
Yeah.
I had weird shit when I was a kid.
Well, you're also really impervious to all drugs ever.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
I can't cure my pains. I just have to deal with them.
I mean,
can't get high, can only deal with other problems practically.
I mean, if we inject you with enough opiates, you would probably
Oh
end
God,
up getting
yes.
high.
No, I have been high on morphine before, and damn.
Dude,
I have come down from surgery, Kevin. I have been high on morphine.
Dude, I feel kind of strange saying this on the air, but isn't opium amazing? I
have never had opium.
Morphine, dude.
Is morphine opium?
Morphine is an opiate. Morphine is a form of opium.
I was younger.
I really like morphine.
Yeah, they wouldn't give it to me after my fucking wisdom teeth got pulled.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah,
they would only give me oxycodone.
Oh, it was awful. That stuff does not work on me. Like, it puts me to sleep, but the pain's still there. It's terrible.
I asked them for Vicodin, but they would only give me oxycodone. Yeah, those assholes.
I have some very vivid memories of waking up screaming and begging Natalie to slit my throat or something. Yeah, I did not.
Jesus.
I did not come out of surgery well. That was really awful.
Was that wisdom teeth?
Yeah, that was
again?
wisdom teeth.
Yeah, okay.
That was right before I went to Japan.
Oh yeah.
I think.
So Motrix. What does Motrix mean? Getting back.
I don't know. Moats fucking in a moat.
Fucking in a moat?
Yeah.
No, it means a female motor.
What?
I don't know what
I
that
didn't
means
realize
either.
like motor parts on like motorcycles were gendered. Like, is that a thing?
I maybe. I don't think so. Like last time I checked, there was not a female version. I mean, maybe you know how like for
Harley
electric,
Davidson, a male and like a ninja is a female. Like,
well, you know how like
know.
electric plugs have a male end and a female end.
Yeah.
Maybe it has to do with something more technical.
Yeah. Maybe.
Like inside the motor or something. I don't fucking know.
A penis. What's called like a penis screw?
A penis screw.
Yeah, because it's like male and female. It's never mind. Ignore me.
Okay. I do that on a daily basis. Sorry, what?
Late night theme.
Not quite yet.
Okay.
Okay. The next one. Holy shit! Let me try and pronounce this.
Oh, that's fun.
Genoticolobomatophile. Or sorry, it's gynoticolobomasophile.
Someone who enjoys massages on their female genitalia with tiki torches and wolves.
That's
Lobo means wolf, and tiki is a tiki thing.
Tico.
Tico.
It's Tico. And Lobo. Think about Lobo like ear.
Oh,
earlobe.
Wolf. Okay. Because what is it? And gynecologist is lady parts.
Gyno means
and phile
female.
is someone
Who enjoys. And masso, think masso like
someone who
masticate.
enjoys touching upon their ears and the touching of ears to a vagina.
No, it has nothing to do with vaginas.
Then why is gyne is woman?
Gyno just is for woman.
Okay,
in this.
Someone who likes touching the ears of women.
It's one who nibbles on women's earlobes.
That is really specific.
Yeah, but yeah,
that's why we don't use it in common tongue.
Yeah, I mean, so next time you're having sexy times and you're nibbling on your special lady's earlobes, just whisper in her ear afterwards, "Hey, you know what that makes me? A gynotico-lobomassophile."
And you know what? Both of our boners will just disappear.
Yeah. The next word is palatine.
Different from a palindrome?
Yes.
Like Palatine Hill Road?
Yeah, like Palatine Hill Road. What does palatine mean, though? Do you know what palatine means? Because I've always like typed that in and been like, I wonder what palatine actually is.
A dog running on a treadmill.
Palatine is actually the name of a hill because, like, the 7 hills of Rome are the same. I mean, the 7 hills of Portland are actually all named after the 7 hills of Rome because Portland's got a superiority complex.
A bit.
Yeah. But palatine, what does palatine mean?
The god's palate? Like a godly tongue?
Think more, yeah. Nothing to do with like palate or tongue.
Yeah.
But you're not too far off with like godliness.
Yeah.
And
godly hill? Godly
well,
horse.
having like, okay, what did rulers think? Like they were bestowed with the power from God to rule, yeah?
Yeah.
So they were given they were given royal authority. Yeah. So palatine means having royal authority
over a hill?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over a landmass?
Palatine means having royal authority over a region.
Oh, cool.
So
Lewis and Clark rules this region. Can I call my bannerman and lay waste to the land of Reed?
I don't even I
the
don't,
liberal arts throne.
Where would you get bannerman from Lewis and Clark?
Stoners. I'd get Elian to help me.
Yeah, he could probably rouse a crowd.
Yeah.
The final word is yicker.
I am getting nothing but really politically incorrect racial slurs coming to mind.
I know, right? Which is why, I was sitting, like, as I was gathering the words, like an hour or two ago, I was sitting with Adassa and we were both, like, looking at words and she was picking out, oh, that one looks good. And I saw there was a word yex, which was right above yicker. And I was like, oh, how about yex? And she's like, no, it's too close to sex. What about yicker? And I'm like, are you sure we can say that? Like,
yeah, it just sounds like something like I can't say
that. Is that a slur that I should be aware of? She's like, no, that's not a.
Is it a slur?
No, it's actually not a slur. I mean,
the next time we do this, I want to be the one with the words, and I'm going to give you all Japanese words.
Oh, fuck me. I mean, you could give me mogusatsu, and I would know mogusatsu.
Yeah. What does jakazure mean?
Jakazure?
Yeah, guess.
The day of the week where you get into a jacuzzi.
See, that's what we should do. That'd be fun. I'm on the orchestrator end, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea what it means. It's a name.
Oh.
Yeah.
But what does yicker mean?
Like the Wicker Man, Nicolas Cage with bees on his face.
Well, it might have been the sound that Nicolas Cage made when the bees came in.
So screaming like
yicker means to utter sharp little cries.
Oh, those poor kittens.
Yeah, because I mean that sort of sounds like what it is.
Yeah, like,
yicker, yicker, yicker. Yeah. No, that totally sounds like.
But wouldn't someone like feel inherently offended if you like went up to their ear and be like, "Hey, you fucking yicker"?
Yeah,
I'd be like, what did you call me? Even though they have no idea what you just said.
Yeah, no, they'd get really offended even though they wouldn't know the word. I feel like you could do that with a lot of words. You could do that with a lot of slightly like maybe racially or maybe slightly offensive sounding words. Stop scratching your ear.
No!
Stop
mildly satisfying.
That makes it worse, Colin.
Okay, fine.
We both know that only makes the monsters come more often.
They'll smell my blood.
Hey, speaking of monsters coming, you know what time it is?
Miller time?
Yeah, it's
So what are
late
you doing
night.
over the summer?
I have no idea. I literally
No idea? You're not going to plan your D&D campaign?
Well, I mean, I'll plan my D&D campaign maybe a little. I was thinking that I would be joining Paisha in Paris, but right now it doesn't look like she's going to be in Paris.
Oh dear.
Or at least not directly after this semester is over. I mean, the plan was going to be she'll be in Paris like all of May, and then, you know, I'll go home on May 9th, and then on like the 11th or 12th I would fly out and visit her, but she...
Cool.
I don't think she's going to be there. She's just really bad about staying in good touch with me, though, so...
Yeah.
I have no idea what the plan is, but...
Well, bug her. Go to France, dude. You need it.
I might.
Everyone needs to go to France.
Yeah.
But, and unless you just really object to the French.
I have absolutely no objections to the French. I would love to go to France.
I object to their funny names for bread, but beyond that...
Baguette?
Yeah.
That's not that much of a funny name. Dude,
Japanese,
fucking...
it's called pan.
Yeah, well...
Easy.
I mean, it's called pan in French, too.
Oh, dude! Oh, my God!
And Spanish
now I feel like a fool.
and Italian.
Okay, never mind. Anyway,
I mean, that's just the
over
general
the summer,
term for
work?
bread.
Work is a thing?
Well, yeah, no, definitely work.
Yeah.
I just don't know where I'm going to work. There's no way I'm fucking going back to Applebee's or any sort of service industry. Man. Like, there's no... I am not working for tips. I will not work for tips.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think... Well, because it's a long song.
Oh,
it's
okay,
always playing. I mean, it's playing in the background. No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's an acceptable noise level.
I turned in a job application the other day for something that just opened up, like literally a couple, like, well, okay,
what is
nothing
it?
on Vashon is that far. It's like I would be like a custodian at an organic tofu making shop.
That is so Vashon.
It's so Vashon. And I hope I get it because I like work and it's part time.
I'm sorry. That's just like the most Vashon thing you could possibly say.
I mean, because
did you say organic tofu shop?
Yeah, like
is
hella
there
organic tofu.
Is there non-organic tofu?
I don't know, dude. I don't eat tofu.
Of course you eat tofu. You
Do
eat
I eat tofu?
Yeah, I've seen you eat tofu in the
I guess I
bone.
eat tofu then.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in it. I just ate it.
Well, it's soy. It's made of like you know what a soybean looks like?
Yeah, totally.
Edamame. You know,
Okay.
they milk those. They get like really tiny stools and tweezers, and they get a really tiny bucket.
Butter on a bean. I love that image. Yeah, but no. Hopefully, I can get a part-time job and then work and then on like Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then work on Shadow Queen and every other time that I'm not doing that.
What's Shadow Queen?
Shadow Queen is my giant comic project that I'm undertaking
yes.
this summer. In attempting to whip myself into shape and also prove to myself that I have confidence to do things, I'm going to be putting out
Colin
10 finished pages of this comic a week.
That's a lot.
It is not. It is a lot. It is a lot to me. It is not a lot in the grand scheme of things because most mangaka put out 30 pages a week, and I don't know how the fuck they do it.
Yeah, but I mean that's
They
also
have-
their job.
And they have like 4 to 10 assistants to draw backgrounds.
Yeah.
Portraits for them.
Yeah.
So
you know.
that said, my comic is not going to be like hyper realism because I've learned over the years, as much as I idealize like the 1980s Japanese everything must be photorealistic style, I actually hate doing it myself. So I'm moving towards a more like stylized, surreal kind of, not even like resembling humans even kind of thing. So yeah, artistic growth, comic making, which I like. So yeah, that's my plan.
Cool. Yeah.
And that'll also tie into hopefully my D&D campaign, because
what?
Someone's calling me.
Don't answer it on the fucking radio show.
Sorry,
Who
sorry,
is
dude.
it?
It's my friend John.
Oh,
not my brother. Other guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know a lot of Johns.
Yeah, I was going to be like, if it's your brother, pick up. But
no, I'm not gonna. No, my brother can't call me. He doesn't have his phone right now.
Yeah,
but yeah. So it'll be great.
Shadow Queen.
You want me to talk about it? Because I can talk about it. I mean, I have the plot. I mean, it's about it's the love child of 10 years of Colin daydreaming. It's about this.
Oh, fucking! I'm sorry. I have to interrupt you because I just remembered a game that you would absolutely love called Eldritch.
I like it already.
And it's the Yogscast just sort of uploaded a playthrough, a short playthrough of it. I mean, it's not a very expensive playthrough.
Is it a horror game?
Yes.
Yay!
It's like an old school, not super old school, but it's like Minecraft type graphics horror game.
Ooh, I love those.
And it's actually really difficult and atmospheric and scary, and it totally is just HP Lovecraft all over the place.
Well, you know where I stand on that sort of material.
Yeah.
So
no,
I'll eat that shit up.
Just remembered that was a thing that happened, and had to tell you about it immediately. So. Sorry, where did I interrupt you?
Shadow Queen is a story about this fascist society that exists in this polar region of the northiness. And the whole gimmick is that it's this fascist like land with a hereditary monarchy of about less than 50,000 people. Nobody knows how they got there. Their history is completely gone. That nobody knows if anyone else exists outside their land, and the only way they survive is they have these giant magical engines that basically make them whatever they need, and they have no idea how they work.
So a slightly dystopian version of The Village by M. Night Shyamalan.
I have never seen that.
Okay.
And I'm not going to.
Don't.
The other thing
is a waste
is that,
of your fucking time. It's,
okay, fair enough.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's absolutely terrible. Not to compare your comic to a terrible M. Night Shyamalan movie. It's just that the premises are slightly similar.
It's bizarre. I never thought that was like in the woods or something. But no, it's and basically their machines are running out of power, and they're going to war with this only other small city state that has it's the one is fascist, the other is hella socialist. It's like, I don't know, whatever. But the one is an empire, like an emperor, and the other is a king. And they go to war because they need machines to live. And it's this huge thing. But that's not even the point of the story. The point of the story is that there's this girl who's the princess of the Vale, which is one of these kingdoms, who is born into the kingdom with the ability to manipulate shadows. She's an X-Men, basically. And she's the only one in the world in the known world who can do this. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on. And then the archmage, this lady shows up out of the mist being like, I come from the south and I will teach your daughter how to master her powers. And she has fire powers, and except she doesn't, because deeper backstory. And then it's like basically the powers, like the reason I'm giving them supernatural like elemental abilities is because I want to have fight scenes that are like the ones from Avatar: The Last Airbender, while also having the political intrigue, kind of, there's not going to be too much, of Game of Thrones, while also making it basically about, I don't know, fascism and things in the North. That's really truncated. But
that sounds really ambitious.
It is hella ambitious, but the story starts out with basically the Archmage having raised this kid from birth and seeing her parents try and turn her into this war god weapon lady because she's like, you will have to lead our country. Also, you have superpowers. You could totally do this and take over the other country and really bring us up before we all die because the winter is coming and winter is coming. Haha. Basically, their population is just going down. Everything's going to shit. So the Archmage busts her out, and it's about her mom trying to track her down because she's the queen and the main general of their armies, and she has an eye patch. It's great. And like they're chasing around and running around and taking over kingdoms, and everybody dies, and there's Lovecraft and Cthulhu and thousands of years of mythological history that's going to happen. And yeah, it's ambitious. It's ambitious is a weak word for this. It's it's insane.
Yeah,
let's be honest here.
It sounds really epic.
This is really insane. It sounds stupid to me. Like explaining it to you right now, it sounds absolutely batshit insane and like the stupidest fucking thing. Because I hear my own words and I hear, oh, it's like Frozen with Game of Thrones, and that's stupid. But it's the way I'm really banking on all the details that I haven't told you being the bit that people latch onto and actually care about. Because those are the parts in my head that are actually fleshed out and mean things, like the relationship between the mage and the girl, the relationship between her and her father and her mother, relationship between the kingdoms and like their political factions, and like just what's going to happen to these people. Because some of them want everyone else to die, and some of them just want to live, man. And some of them just want to get stoned to hell. Yeah, there's gonna be drugs. It's gonna be fun.
Sounds cool.
Yeah,
you have the story and the I'm envious of that because I think I was talking to you about this off air earlier today.
Yeah, totes.
But like I have an idea that I'm going to try and write something resembling a modern version of a Middle English like Breton lay or
I want to read that.
epic poem.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be super long or anything, probably like 1,000, maybe 2,000 lines.
Yeah.
But I don't have a story, and I don't want to write a story. I want to get my story from somewhere else. Like, I want to have an actual, like, somewhat based in reality, or at least based in popular lore or mythology type story to retell. Yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to spend a fair amount of time sifting around for that sort of thing. I don't really know where I'm going to find it.
What was the first story we read in Middle English?
Which
the one where the torture machine...
St. Catherine?
Do St. Catherine!
I could do St. Catherine.
That'd be fun!
Yeah. I mean, my other...
Say like modern, you mean like St. Catherine is now like an anchorite in New York City and falls in love with a plumber, and then they have to deal with their in-laws, kind of modern, or...
I mean, modern as in like, the modernist literary movement, like Virginia Woolf and all those people.
So it'd still be a period piece. Kind of
mean, what... And that's the other thing that I'm sort of batting around in my mind right now is what exactly do I want to do with it? I mean, I want to write a poem that, while it sort of riffs on and deals with a lot of the tropes and stuff used in regular Middle English poetry, I also want to sort of see if I can expand it and like toy around with those conventions and sort of question within the poem about the poem, about the form itself, and try and do something strange like that. And just, just in terms of time period, I'm also wondering whether I want to have it be set in like the right sort of time period to write a Middle English poem about, or do I want to modernize it a bit and use something sort of closer to home for me, so I would have more,
18th century
more
France?
Even closer, like just modern day. So
1950s.
So I would just have more connection to it, and I would have more knowledge about it. And yeah, I don't know. So I'm sort of batting ideas around about that. But
St. Catherine is a single mom in the 1970s. Will she be able to save the college in time? Will she escape torture? Like, seriously, St. Catherine's a fucked up poem, guys.
So I think we have to call it, man, because 10:59.
Do we have to call it? Is anyone coming? Is the lady coming to take our studio away from
probably.
us?
Well, maybe not, because I mean it's
It
the
is
Sunday
finals.
right before finals. Like
finals
I have a
literally
final
start tomorrow.
Yeah, I have one at 8:30 in the morning tomorrow. I mean
Okay.
that's my only final.
Wow, lucky you.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I think we should call it. Wow, it's been really fun doing this show this
it's
semester.
been a good year. I like it. Our semester.
I'm really,
we would have 30 episodes if not for all that.
I'm really glad we actually ended up doing this.
Me too. I was really hesitant at the beginning, but I'm so fucking glad we ended up doing this. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I guess, I mean, yeah,
we'll see all you lovely listeners who are listening eventually.
Yeah,
probably in like 4
we'll
months.
sort it out so that we'll be doing a show. I mean, I don't quite know because we'll both be thesising, but we'll work it out. We'll
It'll
figure it
happen.
out.
I don't want to
There'll
just
be
let
a
this
show.
die.
Yeah, no, there'll be a show next semester. But until then, I guess y'all can I don't know, listen to TBTL or something.
Yeah, please do, so they don't sue us for taking their intro. Anyway, I'm gonna go watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so am I actually.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Good night, lovelies.
Signing off for the summer.